Welcome back for another technical analysis video. This is our daily stock trading series. Today, this is November 24th, 2019. We're going to take a look at Microsoft stock. Microsoft is probably one of the most well-known brands and companies in the world. And I'm looking forward to this analysis of where their stock is today. Of course, my name is Eric Lewis. So let's dive into the one-year chart. Here we go with the one-year chart, and you can see that we've had an almost steady uptrend for the year. There was a period where we had a sideways price channel, but we are trading at the high of the year, and so it's no surprise that our moving averages are all in line with the 10-day moving average higher than the 20-day, which is also higher than the 50-day moving average. So with these three moving averages all in line, sort of an indication that prices will likely continue higher, at least from this indicator. So let's take a look at the 5-year chart. And here's a look at 5 years worth of Microsoft, and you can see this truly shows the uptrend that they've experienced over the last 5 years. Very strong, trading from a low of $40 to now a high of $149.50, basically $150. That is a strong 5 years. So let's take a look at the moving averages here, and no surprise, once again, all of the moving averages are in line. Now the 20 week and the 10 week were pretty close to one another for a while because of this tighter price range, the sideways channel that we experienced midway through 2019, but they certainly appear to be pushing higher now, and you can look at that blue line as almost an annual average, and it is stock is trading what $25 almost higher than that. It's pretty impressive. So here is an all-time view of Microsoft stock, and those of you who follow this channel, you know that when I do this, this is a sign that we're not going to discuss the Fibonacci retracement, and that is because of what you're looking at right now. I mean, that essentially is parabolic movement in the stock from 2011 to now. These last 8 years have just gone straight up, but every pullback in this stock has been followed by either a sideways channel or a new high. Ultimately, because we're at all-time highs, every pullback has at some point been followed by an all-time high. So there really isn't any retracement analysis that is worthwhile, given that we continue to just hit new highs. So we will look at the MACD, and we're looking at it this time on the one-year chart. And what's interesting is this MACD. You can see during that sideways channel, it really struggled to give any data that was of any real value, but we've pushed higher, or it's shown some bullish momentum, and it appears that we might be moving back towards a crossover, but that has not happened yet. So really, there's no signal to look for on this MACD right now. We haven't seen a clear signal in the MACD really since, let's see, we had one back in January to signify this next start of the uptrend. We had one in May that was a little bit of a pullback, and the choppiness that you see in July and then August through November, all of these signals I wouldn't even count as signals because the stock was remaining in such a tight trend. That's why the MACD struggles. The MACD struggles to be relevant during these sideways channels. So I'd say the MACD right now is inconclusive. But when we look at the one-year chart again, just to see what visual clues, I just drew in this sideways price channel. These are choppy markets to try to trade in because you have to always be aware of the ranges, and you might think that a breakout's about to happen, and then the next thing you know, it trades back into the channel. So they're much easier obviously to see in hindsight, like so much of trading. But what is clear right now is that after the most recent earnings, that really jumped this stock beyond that sideways price channel, and we've just gone higher since. Of course, you see the pullback after the recent dividend, but that's expected as well. So I'm expecting to see some higher upward movement in this stock. So overall, the stock is currently trading at all-time highs, and the moving averages for both the 1-year and the 5-year price charts are in line for higher prices. It's no surprise. All three are looking bullish. Fibonacci retracement, of course, is less relevant because we continue to get new highs, so there's no analysis of pullbacks or retracements to consider. The 1-year MACD is in the overbought territory, but it hasn't given us a sell signal, so that's sort of an inconclusive as well. So, and then I did point out that we're in an upward trend after prices moved out of that sideways channel. So, really, when it gets down to it, it's so right now with the equity indexes being at all-time highs, and you're seeing that in the big boy companies, the major brands that are represented in those indexes. They're trading at all-time highs, and at some point it'll be time to sell these companies, but it doesn't appear to be right now. In fact, I would even when it becomes time to sell those companies, I would be very hesitant and cautious in how you do it. I'm not certain that I would short the stock because these companies have the ability to go parabolic. I mean, the fact that Microsoft, a mature software company, went parabolic from 2011 through 2019 is unheard of for a company as mature as this one. So it's tough to recommend buying these big stocks right now when they're trading at all-time highs, but until I have a reason to sell them or an inclination that they're not going to make new highs, I would say, figuring out a way to be either long, maybe long for the long term, expecting newer highs, and when the time comes, you could certainly put on shorter term sell opportunities, maybe even using options to do so. But just be very careful. Don't say, oh, these companies are trading at all-time highs, so we're going to sell them because everything that goes up must come down. Well, that's true in most scenarios, but as we see here, these stocks can continue to go higher and stay higher for quite a while. So no point getting in the way of progress. You definitely don't want to end up taking on a stock that just continues to have innovation and strong business practices that lead to higher and higher share prices. So that's it for today. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Thank you for watching, and as usual, happy trading.